Hey friendos, what's going on? Jamie here, and we are off today for a little bit of shopping, a little bit of hunting for games for our week 2 of trying to reacquire my nostalgic game collection. I usually sort of go around the second-hand stores here, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to stop into some of the pawnbrokers in town. Don't usually go in there and have a look, but I know at least one of them carries a fairly decent selection of older games. So I'm going to stop in there, have a look. There's another one nearby, I'll poke my head in there. Might also go into a CEX that we've got here, our local CEX, and see what they've got in stock while I'm child-free and have a bit of time to just peruse at my leisure. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'll bring you with me, see if we find anything, and then at the end we'll have a look at the week's haul, if there is any. If there's not, you probably won't even see this. So yeah, let's crack on. It's early in the morning, first thing, things should just be opening up, so we're gonna go. Let's do it. First stop, pawnbroker number 1. Let's go inside and see if they've got anything that I'm chasing, hopefully. And hopefully it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. Let's see what they got. Okay, I mean, like, they had some pretty cool stuff in there. There's certainly the first cabinet when I walked in, the Wave Race cartridge caught my eye, but they're not superly hard to come by. That one had a bit of a faded label. I'm trying to get one in a little bit better condition than that, but yeah, it was an interesting look around. They certainly had a lot of stuff. It just wasn't stuff that I was chasing. But yeah, I'll put it on the list for sure, I think, to come back and check out on the rounds. All right, let's try and see if we can make our way across to the CEX just near here and see if they've got anything for me there. All right, after hitting just about every single red light between where I was and here, we finally made it to CEX. Let's see what they've got going on. no luck again. I had a fair bit in there that I was chasing, like that Soul Calibur 2 on GameCube, that's on my list, and Monster Hunter 4 on 3DS. Man, that's the cheapest I've seen that, and I went back to grab it to pick it up, but then I noticed it had a hole punched through the cover of it, and I was like, oh no! So no luck, unfortunately, at CEX. I don't expect, you know, that to be a regular place I'm going to find what I'm looking for, but it is a good idea, a good way to gauge prices and availability of things. You know, if I'm chasing something they've got tons of it for cheap, well then I know I don't have to look too hard elsewhere. Alright, I'm just walking up here to see if this one last pawnbroker is open. If they are, then they are our last hope for our venture today to find something on my list. Otherwise, not to worry, I do have some stuff that's come in from eBay that we can go through. So we'll go have a look at if these guys are open. I see stuff out the front, I see bikes out the front, we might be in luck. Back home again. So I did not walk away from that last pawnbroker empty-handed, which is good. We finally had a win, a little win, just a little one. They had a lot there. I was talking to the guy, he said they're just so stocked up with old video games at the moment that they're just trying to clear as much out as possible. And so I only realized as I went up to the counter to buy what I found, that anything that had like a pink stripe on it, they were just getting rid of it for like $1. So had I have known that, I might have looked a little bit closer, but not to worry. So I got out there with a couple of things actually. They had one little find I had found there, or two actually. They had a multi-rally championship cartridge for the Nintendo 64, which is a game that is on my list to get. But it was really sun damaged. It was pretty beat up when I asked them to get it out of the glass cabinet and have a look. They wanted $10 for it. You can get it for not much more than that in good condition, so I ended up leaving that one there. They also had a little gem there that I was really, if I hadn't have blown my budget, well not blown my budget, but really run up against the limit of my budget for this week, I might have brought home with me. They had a brand new in shrink copy of Mario Kart Wii, just in amongst all the Wii trash that was there, you know, like all the mass-produced, you know, mass-market Wii stuff. There was this brand new, still in shrink copy of Mario Kart Wii. I think they wanted like $40 for it. I picked it up and put it back, and I picked it up and put it back, and I picked it up and put it back, carried it around for a little bit, and I was like, no, not this week. We'll put it back, we'll leave it there. It's not one that's on my list. It's not, you know, again, I'm trying not to just buy any old thing that I think looks good and collectible just because it's good and collectible, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to really stick to stuff that's really sort of special to me, which I mean, I like Mario Kart Wii, I love Mario Kart, don't get me wrong, I'd be happy to have it on the shelf. So maybe if I go back there on another week when I've got more of my budget and it's still sitting there, well then maybe it was meant to be. So we'll see how we go. But let's get inside and I'll show you what I found on this run and what I also managed to track down on eBay this week. There's quite a few things that I've managed to find on eBay that I'm pretty happy with, I'll tell you that. So we'll get inside and I'll get a cup of tea and we'll go through what I found. Ooh, we're back. All right. got my cup of tea. And I've got my big old bag of games. Hefty bag this week. There's quite a bit in there. Not much of it came from the pawnbrokers this morning. It was a little bit of a, I won't say disappointing, because it's always fun getting out and having a hunt, you know? Like, it doesn't really matter if you find something or not. I mean, there's nothing that beats that feeling of walking into a secondhand shop or a pawn shop or something like that and finding something you've been looking for just sitting there for an amazing price. We didn't get it today. I got a couple of little things just while I was there because they were there and they were cheap. But most of the haul this week has come from eBay. So let's go through it. Let's see what we've got in the goodie bag here. There's some big hitters in here for me, right? For me, they're not like, I'm wondering how much people will actually care about some of the things that are in here, but they're special to me. They're not all that rare, not all that hard to find this week. There weren't any sort of like super secret hidden games lying around that I came across, but there were some good finds that were special to me, which is the whole point of doing this, right? What I'll do is I'll go through what I got at the pawn shop this morning first, and then I'll show you what we picked up on eBay. So there were 3 things I picked up at that last pawnbroker that we went to. The first of which is a straight up replacement for something on the shelf already, because I've happened to find the Gears of War full art case, like the original case. I have not been able to find this thing anywhere. I've been struggling to dig up this original case art cover, and only coming across the classic that I already had, the Classics Collection cover. So when I stumbled across this for $3 in that pawnbroker, I was like, yep, thank you very much, I'll have that. It's still got the Classics disc, but it does come with the manual. Whoop, this side, all in very good condition. It's had I've given it a little bit of a clean up, but honestly it was in really good nick anyway. But the manual, you know, it's all there, good condition, good nick, no pages missing, bands torn, anything like that, which is great. So yeah, I was happy with that after not being able to find the original cover. So I will redonate that Classics version that I've got on the shelf, and this one here will be taking its place. So that was find number 1. It was funny, I was talking to the guy there, and he was just trying to clear stuff out. So I managed to get these next 2 things like for essentially nothing. So the first of which is the actual physical PC version of The Division. I managed to pick this up. Pick this one up for $1. This was $1 that they were trying to get rid of it there. There's the back. And I thought, yes, please, I'll have that. Thank you very much for the shelf. I quite like The Division, the first one. Everything's there. I don't know how many DVDs/CDs are here. There's quite a few. Disc 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 altogether. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Division. I don't tend to go for Ubisoft's open world map full of icons, you know, checklist styles of games. Personally, they're not my cup of tea, but I really liked the gameplay in this one, and I really liked the setting. I played The Division 2 last year for the first time, and I thought that was good too. Like, if you like one, you're going to like the other. They're basically the same game, but the setting of the first one, yeah, that really grabbed me, and I sunk a lot more hours into this one than I even came close to sinking into the second one. So yeah, I grabbed that while it was there. It is a special one. It's sort of like, it's something that I played through with some friends of mine at the time. We just had a really good time going through this one, and yeah, I've just got some good memories of just patrolling around the snow, sort of dusted New York City, hunting bad guys. Yeah, a good one, a good cover shooter. So that's two cover shooters in a row today. This last one I picked up again because it was $1, but I don't have it. That's the only reason I grabbed it. It is something that I have lots and lots of really good memories of, but I was surprised that I didn't actually have it on my shelf, and that's good old Wii Sports. Again, $1 the guy gave this one to me for, in perfect condition. This one, all there, disc and manual, the whole lot there, not a scratch on it. Looks new. Probably an unwanted gift or something like that, perhaps from once upon a time, that's just sat on a shelf for who knows how long before being cashed in. But I was happy to have that for $1. I've got Wii Sports Resort in my collection, but I didn't have the original Wii Sports. This is a special one. I remember one Christmas I gave my family a Wii, fairly close to when they first came out, a Wii and a copy of Wii Sports. And that Christmas day was just one of the best Christmas days I've got memories of. You know, we were all, adults at that point, really. All us kids had mostly grown up. And we all just had a laugh, all playing games in the lounge room together, playing golf and bowling and whatnot, tennis. And it just sort of like, you hadn't really captured that kind of feeling for a while, because some of us have moved out of home. It had been a long time, probably since the N64 days, really, that the whole family had been in the one room playing video games together. But that Christmas day and good old Wii Sports certainly accomplished that, and I guess proved what Nintendo were trying to do with the Wii. Worked very well. So yeah, I'm happy to have that one. It's good memories attached to Wii Sports. So I like it a lot. Not one I'm going to break out and play again anytime soon, but when I look at it very, very fondly. All right, that's it. That was it for our pawn shop adventures today. Let's get on to my eBay finds. Ooh, my eBay finds. All right. So yeah, I did well on eBay this week. We got a lot of bargains. So last week, I was really happy with this one. I was rapt to find this. My first little gem of a find here. Again, a gem for me. Last week, you saw that I managed to get the Stronghold strategy guide at just a second-hand store here. I happened to walk in and it was just sitting there. I grabbed it for a couple of bucks. Well, now I've got the actual game to go along with it. This was $2 for Stronghold. But there it is. And it is like, again, basically brand new condition. It's all there. The manual, this case is so heavy because the manual is like it's like a novel, Heaps of stuff to go through with Stronghold. There's a lot to it. And I remember as soon as I opened up this case and I saw this bright orange disc, that brought back instant memories of playing this back in the day. What year was this? Does it say on the back here? 2001. Yeah, great game. I absolutely love it. It's one of my all-time favorite RTSs. I said this when I was talking about the guide. If you like RTS games, do yourself a favor. Go and grab this off of Steam. Go and grab Stronghold HD. Download it. Give it a play. I will be very surprised if you enjoy that era, that sort of 2000, late 90s, early 2000s era of RTS gaming. I'll be very surprised if you don't enjoy Stronghold. A lot of character and personality. Great little castle sim. I was, very, very happy for $2. For $2 to get a physical copy of one of my favorite games ever. Yep, I was snapping that up. You better believe I was snapping that up. All right, next one is an oldie but a goodie. It's basically, you can get it as a coaster these days, toilet paper. It's everywhere and it's on everything, and that's good old Skyrim. I never actually owned a physical copy of Skyrim. I've only ever had the digital versions. When it first came out, I got a digital version. Recently, I got an anniversary edition just to try out some of the new, so just to see how it evolved a little bit, graphically, with mods and that sort of stuff. But I found this lovely sort of slipcover version of Skyrim. There's the back there. And this thing is absolutely complete. So we've got disc and manuals in there, but in addition to disc and manuals, we've also got a lovely little Elder Scrolls Online sticker. Don't know if you can see that. It's cut, so you can just, there we go, see the ring lines there. And it's also got this map, which I won't unfold here because I'm in a tiny little office, map of Skyrim as well, all included. So yeah, I thought, you know what, again, one of my favorite games ever. I really need to get myself a physical copy of Skyrim to put on the shelf. And the PC version was, it wasn't hard to find, but you had to really dig through like the Xbox and PlayStation and Switch and like all the console versions of this game are everywhere, and I had to really dig down to even find a PC version, but I managed to find one. There were a lot. The ones I could find were just this case, but then I came across one that also had the cardboard slipcover for basically the same price. So I was happy to have that. $4, a whole $4. This one set me back, and for $4 again, for one of my favorite games to have on the shelf. Many good memories attached to Skyrim. I think like a lot of people, I remember playing. Well, Skyrim's a bit of like an escapism game, isn't it? You know, that's what it does. That's what it excels at, and that's certainly the role that it has played for me over the years. Is it's a lovely place for me to go when I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those transportive experiences that I think video games are very good at giving you, sometimes to an unhealthy degree. But when times are tough and you just need to go somewhere else and be somewhere else for a while, Skyrim was my go-to. Certainly in a time in my life where things were not as easy as I would have liked them to be. So I've got a lot of fondness for Skyrim. I've sunk a lot of hours. It's probably one of my most played games hours-wise over the years. So yeah, happy to have that one in the collection. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Whoop. Let's have a little tea break. Okay. All right. So another one that I only ever owned digitally, and I've actually always wanted a physical version of this, but it was quite expensive when it first came out, and I couldn't really justify dropping the money on a game that I already owned just to get the box, essentially. But now you can find it fairly cheaply. I certainly got this one fairly cheaply. It's not in perfect condition, but it's not too bad. And that's Overwatch. So it has, unfortunately, a little bit of, I probably don't know if you can see this, a little bit of something going on in the title there. It's like a little bit marked and scuffed. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition. There's a few creases and things. But otherwise, it's in fairly good nick. And, you know, I love these Blizzard boxes. I really miss these Blizzard boxes. These, like, huge, like, multi-fold that will open up boxes. Like, I remember, like, going into the stores and just, like, opening them and staring at them. Like the World of Warcraft and the StarCraft and all of Blizzard's game boxes that have that big multi-fold cover. I just adore them. Now, you know, something else I'll show you too. The internal, well, I'm going to try and show you. I don't know if I'll be able to, but the internals of this box, they're like the bright yellow, and it's got like the icons of the characters as well. I thought that was a great touch. You know, you're never going to look at that, really. You're never even going to see it, but it's there. And just, you know, that lovely contrast of the yellow inside, I just thought was really cool. But otherwise, it's all here. We've got your DVD, which I'm guessing is probably just like a download. We've got some codes for redeeming this Origins edition. I'm assuming all these codes are used, so if you pause the screen and want to give them a try, you go for your life. Heroes of the Storm. We've got some WoW guest pass. We've got a StarCraft guest pass. This was cool. It's like a notebook that was in there. Just a notepad. I didn't realize that was in there, but that's cool. That was a nice, a fun little thing to discover in there. But it's all there. And I just, yeah, it's a game I'm very fond of. I played a lot with Sam on the channel. Not on the channel, but Sam from the channel, back before there was a channel. Sam, my buddy Gary, and we played quite a lot of Overwatch. I'm rubbish at it. I always have been rubbish at it. And it's probably not a game I'll go back to now that they've pretty well gutted it and kicked it into the gutter. Oh, that annoys me so much, what's happened to my poor baby Overwatch. Like, it had such... Like, we should be watching an Overwatch show on Netflix. It's like a no-brainer. We should be going to the movies to see an animated film of Overwatch. Like, this was like a win... Like an auto win, I feel. And I don't understand how it just didn't take off as... Like, it was popular, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody played and seemingly loved Overwatch, but I don't get it how it didn't just skyrocket away as a media franchise, you know? Like, it had all the hallmarks of something that would make a popular brand, you know, of products. And it just... I don't know. It's just... I look at this... like fondly, but also with like quite a bit of sadness, thinking what could have been and never was and never will be in all likelihood. But this first Overwatch 1, this first edition, really, really enjoyed it. Good memories of that one. I was living separate from pretty much everyone that I loved and cared about at the time. None of my friends lived locally where I was, and Overwatch certainly provided some connection during that time where you could stay in touch with each other and play some games and have a good time. So, yeah, really like that one. Lots of good memories. Speaking of lots of good memories, oh, by the way, how much was it? $4. I got $4 for that box, which, again, I thought I was happy to pay to have it on the shelf. The next one I also got for $4. They actually came together as a pair, and that's like probably every one of you watching has one of these on their shelves, but I didn't, and now I do, and I'm happy that I do, and that's World of Warcraft. Again, these lovely Blizzard boxes, I just adore them, with the multi-fold opening cover. Look at that. I mean, like, that is as nostalgic as it gets, standing in a game shop, I remember, and opening this up and just poring over it, drooling over it. I was very much a latecomer to World of Warcraft. Well, not a super latecomer. I started playing with Burning Crusade, which is why, this side, you can see the Burning Crusade box sitting behind me on the shelf just over there. That was my first foray into World of Warcraft. But, yeah, like a lot of people, sunk an awful lot of hours into this game, and have so many amazing memories of playing the game up until Wrath of the Lich King. Very casually. I was not a raider. I was not a PvPer. I was purely just in it for the world and the lore and the characters and the story, and I just had such a good time. Yeah, again, one of my all-time favorite games. Another game that I'll probably never go back to. I tried last year. It was fun enough, but, you know, modern retail WoW, it just isn't the same as it used to be. Even classic WoW, I don't think, is going to recapture what it was like playing that game for the first time. And I think that's part of it, isn't it? Like, nothing can ever capture what it was like entering these worlds for the very first time, which is why they sit in our memories so fondly and so prevalently. But yeah, $4. It's in my collection now. It's on the shelf. I'll be able to look at it. Like, even just like, it's one of those boxes. Like, as soon as you see it, it's like, like the nostalgia just like fills you up immediately. So yeah, very, very happy to have that one. All right, I've got 3 more items in the bag that all go together, and this was very much inspired by, you know, playthroughs I've been doing recently. You may have seen them on the channel with Scott, that I have very many fond memories of playing with Scott, actually, and that is the Halo trilogy. So I managed to find all 3 entries in the trilogy here, all in very, very good condition. This one especially, for an Xbox title, this is like spotless. I actually was like, is this even real? You know, like, is this a fake? It's in such, like, almost in too good a condition, but it is. Manual there, nice big chunky manual. I love big chunky manuals. The box, again, case very, very heavy. I love picking up a case and it's really heavy and you know, oh, that's a good manual in that one. Halo 1 and Halo 3, I managed to find very, very easily and very, very cheaply. Surprisingly, actually. I expected Halo 1 to be maybe a bit pricier than the others. But as it turns out, it was Halo 2 that was the quite difficult one to find. Now, when I say quite difficult one to find, there were tons of the, if you remember, the Halo 2 Steelbook version. Heaps of those for sale. All of them rusted to shit, right? They've all been just corroded. They're crumbling apart, these poor old steelbooks. But this and the steelbook one back in the day is the version that I owned and that Scott now actually has. I think I remember giving it to him as a gift after we finished playing through it together. But this cover, this original cover, was surprisingly difficult to find, and when I could find it, it was surprisingly expensive. So I managed to track one down eventually, but yeah, that was a little bit of a shock. Not expected. There we go. Again, all complete. And this one, again, is in really, really, really good condition for an Xbox game. Usually those older sort of Xbox era games, they're a bit scuffed. A bit dirty, but this was really, really good nick. I got them for $20 for the whole set, for the triple, bang, bang, bang. But yeah, I think half of that price was, at least I think, was Halo 2. More than half of the price was Halo 2. But yeah, Halo Trilogy, again, lots of good memories of this one. I think I co-opted. Did I co-op the first one? I have now co-opted the first one with Scott. We recently finished playing through this Halo 1 again for the first time since, what? When did this come out? 2001 as well, was it? So it must be 23 years later. We returned to Halo and played through the campaign on Legendary, which I had never done before, ever, because I'm bad at games. All of those videos are on the channel. You can go and watch the whole playthrough if you want to. There's lots of swearing. But these two especially, like, I have very, very clear memories of playing co-op through the campaigns of these together with Scott, and just loving it. Just having such a great time. Those memories are some of my best gaming memories, playing through those games with Scotty. So yeah, I definitely knew I wanted the set on the shelf. It was one of the first things I wrote down as titles to find, and it was one of the first things I tried to track down when I started looking online for games for my nostalgia shelf. So Halo Trilogy, done. So that's it. So recap. Oh, excuse me. Let's have a look. Hang on. Let me have a little drinky here. Oh, tea is so good. I tell you what, I'm becoming such an old man because there are a few things in life better than a good cup of tea when you really need it. Okay. Right, so our recap for our week 2 findings. So the pawn shop findings, we managed to get Gears of War for $3, The Division for $1, Wii Sports for $1. Bargains, walked out of there for a $5 with 3 games for my shelf. And on eBay, we managed to track down Stronghold, Skyrim, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and the Halo Trilogy this week. All good buys on eBay, all cheap, all really good condition, really, for what they are. Which brings us to a total of $39 spent for filling up the shelf this week. Again, I think if you look at the whole the whole lot together, I think I did really well for $39. If you're playing along in the US, you can basically divide that by half and then add a little bit. You know, it's about 60 cents to the dollar roughly for us. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think I did really well. Still haven't come across any, you know, like those really big nostalgia hits. You know, like those ones that I if I see, I will buy if they're a good price and in good condition. I'm still chasing something to, like, with some punch. Do you know what I mean? Like, these, don't get me wrong, like this, everything here is a win, and everything here belongs on my shelf and has wonderful memories attached to it. But I'm still looking for those unicorns, as Dominic called them. They're out there, and I'm going to find them. We'll see what next week's hunting turns up. So anyway, thanks for coming and hanging out and coming on a little adventure with me today. I hope that was fun. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you want me to continue doing this sort of thing. I'm more than happy to do so, indulging you in my midlife crisis, as it were. But until next time, and hopefully a very successful week 3, make sure you keep on side-scrolling, and I'll see you then. Take it easy.